coffee spiked gingerbread cupcakes with a cream cheese icing and more candied ginger over top. The perfect treat for yourself or to give away to a loved one. Today I'm making some gingerbread cupcakes. I'm going to start 2 of our wet mixtures first before we move on to put the dry ingredients together, and then we combine it all. Start with your largest bowl for this part because everything will end up here. So we've added 2 eggs, a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, and a stick of melted yet cooled butter, all to a large bowl, really the largest bowl. And I gave it a whisk by hand for about a minute or so until it became nice and light. All of that brown sugar has dissolved and the eggs have lightened the mixture. 1 cup of coffee for the recipe and 1 for me. To our cup of hot coffee, we're adding another cup of molasses. The hot coffee helps to really loosen up the molasses so it incorporates in nicely. Oh yeah, let's give that a little bit of a stir. All right, now that we have our 2 wet mixtures ready, in a new bowl, I'm going to do all of our dry mixture. Okay, our dry mixture includes 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, or you could substitute with a teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of clove. I also add 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. I also want to add in about 1/2 cup of candied ginger, but these chunks are a little big, so I'm going to chop them a bit smaller. It's nice to come across a nice chew of ginger in the cupcakes. Maybe a piece for me. Love ginger. Okay, that looks good. Pretty finely minced. Those were sort of big chunks. And now I just want to give our dry ingredients a little bit of a gentle whisk to get them incorporated. I'm going to take just a touch of our dry mix and sprinkle it over the ginger pieces. Give them a toss so that they kind of stay a little bit more incorporated throughout the wet mixture once we put them in. So what we're going to do now is combine all of our mixtures. I'm going to come back to our large bowl that had our butter and eggs and brown sugar. I really like how it's lightened up, and even as the butter cools a little bit more, you can give it another couple quick whisks and you have a nice light ribbony mixture. So into our egg mixture, we're going to start adding our flour mixture and our coffee molasses mixture in thirds until we get everything incorporated. Oh, it's got a great color. It smells so good. So I'm going to make these into cupcakes. I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees. I'm using cupcake liners today to make them easy to pull out of the tins and to give away. And now is a good time to go ahead and add that candied ginger into the mix as well. We sprinkled it with a little bit of flour so it would stay a little bit more distributed. So nice. That is a great color, and oh, the smell is so good. So I have our pan prepared with cupcake liners, and to get everything in, it's already getting nice and puffy. I'm going to use a bit of a ladle to help distribute the batter evenly into the cupcake tins. I always like to take my spatula and just scoop off any of the drips on the underneath. It kind of helps keep everything a little bit more clean. I'm going to fill our muffins about 3/4 of the way full. I can see those chunks of ginger floating in there. And I don't really worry too much about these drips that I might be getting on the surface of the pan. We'll give that a quick wipe before they go in the oven. I got about 16 cupcakes, and these are going to bake for 18 to 20 minutes, but I'll start looking at them at 18. Oh, these look good and they smell so delicious. Yummo! Oh, they smell so good. But I don't think we're done yet. So while these cool, we can think about frosting. I think cream cheese. Okay, our gingerbread coffee spiked cupcakes are pretty cool right now. So what I've done so far is I've let a stick of butter soften and I cut it into little cubes for a reason. I did the same with an 8-ounce package of cream cheese. So to a nice big bowl, I'm going to add our softened cream cheese. Get it all in there. Along with our butter. On you too. No holdouts. Just a pinch of salt. At this point, I'm just going to start to mash everything together. Now, some people might say I'm glutton for punishment because I'm not using a stand mixer. I don't know, I just want to do everything by hand today. I was watching some videos a couple weeks back of B. Dylan Hollis. He does a lot of stuff by hand. He was saying, you know, when you use all the machines, then sometimes people don't think they can make it. I like that point. So this is all pretty soft. I think I can do it by hand. So now I'm going to start to add some powdered sugar to our butter and cream cheese mixture, 1 cup at a time until we work up to about 3 or so cups. It might go a little more. You could certainly do this with like a hand mixer as well. Just adding a 2nd cup of powdered sugar. You know, some online recipes called anywhere from 2 to 4 cups of powdered sugar for a basic cream cheese icing. So I think it really just depends on the humidity of the day and also what kind of texture that you're looking for in your icing, but this actually isn't going too bad. I'm going to switch to a whisk at some point to lighten it up a little bit more. This is our 3rd cup of powdered sugar, and it's actually not bad. It's getting lighter as you add more and more sugar if I can keep it in the bowl. Okay, it is an arm workout, but it's nice and smooth. So it's great to be able to accomplish that without having to own a mixer. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. I have a little mandarin here. I'm going to do a little 1/2 teaspoon of zest. Looks good. Oh, smells terrific. Totally changed the flavor. I can smell that orange. Just a little hit of orange. Very good. Okay, best tool for this, little offset spatula. And I'm just gonna go real basic with this. Just a nice, easy dollop, very old fashioned. Looks lovely. We have plenty of frosting, so there's no reason to be stingy here. Put a couple tablespoons on the top of each cupcake. Can there be too much frosting? I don't think so. What I love about these gingerbread cupcakes is because of the coffee and the molasses, they really have a bitterness to them. So they really invite an icing. So those are looking really good. But what I also did while our cupcakes were cooling is I took more of our candied ginger and chopped it really fine. And then I actually sprinkled it with a little bit more sugar so those little pieces wouldn't stick. And I think just a little extra something on the top is going to look really good. A couple pieces. Doesn't have to be all over the top, more in the center maybe, but whatever you like. Those guys look special. Oh yeah. Okay, I can't wait. Here goes. That is so good. The bitterness of the gingerbread, all of those spices, the molasses, the coffee, and then up against that nice, creamy, smooth cream cheese icing, and then the extra texture from the candied ginger that we put inside and on top. What a great combination. Now, if you're losing the ginger like I am, you can always do the sandwich maneuver. So good. I'm totally gonna house this. Hello. Do you want some ginger cupcakes?